Hey everyone, welcome to Mindful Kaleidoscope. In today's video, we will share with you the first 10 of 20 life-changing quotes to help you adopt a positive mindset and act towards achieving your goals. Quote number 1. Our first quote comes from Steve Jobs, who said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." This quote reminds us that to achieve greatness, we must first find passion in what we do. When we love our work, we are more likely to put in the effort needed to succeed. Quote number 2. The Dalai Lama once said, "Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions." This quote reminds us that happiness is something that we must actively pursue. By taking positive actions, we can create happiness for ourselves and those around us. Quote number 3. Aristotle famously said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. This quote reminds us that excellence is not a one-time achievement but a result of consistent effort and commitment. Quote number 4. Nelson Mandela once said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." This quote reminds us that setbacks and failures are a natural part of life, and what truly matters is how we respond to them. Quote number 5. Socrates once said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." This quote reminds us that there is always more to learn and discover, and that true wisdom comes from a humble willingness to admit ignorance. Quote number 6. Abraham Lincoln famously said, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." This quote reminds us that we are not passive victims of circumstances but active creators of our own destinies. Quote number 7. Buddha said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." This quote emphasizes our thoughts' power and their role in shaping our lives. Quote number 8. Another quote from Buddha is, "The mind is everything. What you think you become." This quote emphasizes the importance of cultivating a positive mindset and our thoughts' impact on our lives. Quote number 9. Albert Einstein once said, "We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them." This quote reminds us that to solve problems, and we must approach them from a new perspective and be willing to think outside the box. Quote number 10. William Shakespeare famously said, "It is not in the stars to hold our destiny but in ourselves." This quote reminds us that we can shape our destiny and that our fate is not determined by outside forces but by our actions. Quote number 11. Our first quote comes from Confucius, who said, "It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop." This quote reminds us that success is not about speed but persistence, and that even small steps in the right direction can lead to big accomplishments. Quote number 12. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." This quote reminds us that our true strength and potential come from within, and that we should focus on developing our inner selves rather than worrying about external circumstances. Quote number 13. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote emphasizes the importance of our attitude and outlook and reminds us that we can choose how we respond to any situation. Quote number 14. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote reinforces the idea that our thoughts shape our reality and that cultivating a positive mindset can create a happier and more fulfilling life. Quote number 15. Lao Tzu once said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." This quote reminds us that even the biggest goals and dreams can be achieved by taking small, consistent actions. Quote number 16. Seneca said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." This quote reminds us that success is not just a matter of luck but of being prepared and ready to seize opportunities when they arise. Quote number 17. Plato said, "We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light." This quote reminds us that fear and self-doubt can hold us back from achieving our full potential, and that we should not fear stepping into the light and pursuing our dreams. Quote number 18. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." This quote emphasizes the importance of having a sense of purpose and meaning in life, which can give us the strength to overcome even the most difficult challenges. Quote number 19. Immanuel Kant said, "We are not rich by what we possess but by what we can do without." This quote reminds us that true wealth lies not in material possessions but in our ability to find contentment and happiness. Quote number 20. Finally, Winston Churchill famously said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that count." This quote reminds us that success and failure are both temporary and that what truly matters is our ability to persevere and keep moving forward in the face of adversity. And that wraps up our video on 20 life-changing quotes from famous philosophers. We hope these quotes have inspired you to adopt a positive mindset and act towards achieving your goals. Which quote resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.